I'm here at the 2019 North American International Auto Show. Right now I'm checking out the new redesigned Ram heavy-duty trucks. There's a 3500 behind me that's a Laramie edition. Let's take a look at it. You can notice some pretty remarkable differences on the front end, including the grille and the LED headlight running light. This one has an upper and lower brow. I was looking at the limited version earlier, and it only has an upper brow and a little bit different headlight design. But this Laramie and the Power Wagon over there have the same headlights. On the lower part of the bumper, you can see where they've moved the parking sensors. You now have a side-facing parking sensor here, another front one right beside it, and then two more in the middle. Another difference you'll notice on the front end, other than the general grille design, underneath the A, they've added the front end camera for the 360-degree camera system that are available. The tow mirrors are similar to what we've seen before. Some people were talking about power flip tow mirrors. These are still manual flip, but they are power folding. However, underneath, you'll notice another pod here for another camera. The model number and heavy-duty badge has now been moved from the door to the side of the hood. The rear end has a slight redesign with that new Ram logo that we've seen in the 1500. A new Laramie badge, which kind of has a diamond cut look to it, and new LED taillights. In the center of this taillight, you'll notice the blind spot detection, which is very similar to how Ford does it in their trucks. Below the rear bumper, you'll see the relocation of the parking sensors. Again, there's another one on the side back here, and they've added steps that fold out from underneath the bumper to help you get into the bed easier. The Ram box option is still available. This is not something I ever looked at before, so I'm not sure if they included this on previous models, but you now get a 115 volt here in the back. New for this year is the addition of the folding side steps, which are available on the upper trim level trucks. Inside, the changes are a little more noticeable. You do get that redesigned Ram head on the steering wheel. Steering wheel controls are pretty similar. However, you get your shift up and shift down on the steering wheel now instead of on the shifter handle. The gauge cluster is slightly updated. They've moved around some of the screen locations and where you can put some of your alternate information around the screen. Gauges aren't too different. Here's the major change. You get the new 12-inch screen that was in the 2019 1500s, and this thing is enormous. If you've not played around with one of these yet, this is a massive screen. They've also added toggle switches down below. You can raise and lower the air suspension in the rear, turn on and off your exhaust brake down here. The four-wheel drive has gone from a knob to just individual buttons now that you can press. Looks like Ram finally listened to their customers and added a CD player back in this truck. It goes below the 12-inch screen, no longer takes up room in the center console. The USB and auxiliary slots, they've actually added a USB-C port above the regular USB. Ram has now added a wireless charging pad in the front of the center console, where your phone can kind of slot into these hold locations here. Now, this isn't going to charge my phone. Apparently this only works when the truck's running, but you can slot your phone in right there and it will wirelessly charge. The center console is more adjustable than ever before. You still have your upper and lower compartments. The upper one's still pretty shallow, has a USB port in the back. The lower one has this large area here, but you can slide this whole unit forward and back. So you can have a big tub below, or you can slide this all the way back, change where your cup holders are, have a big spot up front, or slide this forward, close your center console, and now this whole area is all the way forward. Now this area is not as convenient as before and a little hard to see, so I actually had to put my phone down here to light it up, but you do maintain your household outlet. The overhead panel gets some extra lights up here. Obviously the overhead lights, you do get a new SOS and assistant button, which I'm assuming is pretty similar to OnStar. You can decide if you want your lights on or off when the door's open. You can drop the tailgate with this button up here, and then obviously the sliding rear glass, the sunroof controls up here as well. They've also added a sunglass holder right here. For anyone who had the overhead garage controls, those have now moved to the driver's side sun visor. Not much has changed in the rear seats. For the crew cab, still the standard flip up, flip down with your cargo area underneath. You still get the light in the front of the seat. Still a standard household outlet in the back. Heated seats in the rear still available. And then back here you also get that regular USB and USB-C. Cargo lights are now LED. The third brake light as well. You do get a cargo camera in the third brake light, and then your backup camera is in the same position, and it is a soft lower tailgate. This is a limited trim level. Most noticeable differences are the headlights, as I mentioned, the grille design, the color matched front bumper, and then the chrome tow hooks. Now again, this is the headlight on the limited trim level. I just spoke with one of the representatives. He said that the difference between the headlights, they come with 3 headlights now. You either get the halogen one in the lower trim levels, the mid trim levels get LED, and then the limited gets the adaptive LED, which turns with the steering wheel as you're driving. He also mentioned because of the new Cummins power plant, which now produces over 1,000 foot-pounds of torque, they had to increase this whole front area by about 30%, and to increase airflow, they have reduced the size of the headlights by a little bit. The limited edition comes with this stitching along the side, this kind of fake stitching trim panel, and now the Harman Kardon premium sound. Now the one piece that could be the detriment to the Ram, there's no panoramic sunroof option, they just get a standard sunroof. That's going to do it for me here with the Ram trucks. I'm going to wander around and see what else I can find. I heard that BMW had something new this year, so I will catch you guys next time.